morning. So this is my third time recording this because I fail at microphones. We'll just go with that. Anyway, I have another video in mind. I'm working on a different one for my intersectionality and LARP series, but those are some heavy topics and I need to do some crafting. And since this is also a LARP channel, we're doing that. Right now I have getting ready to set up so that I can dye my material. This is dance mesh. It is two-way stretchy. It's in white so that I get the truest color I can. I have my synthetic dye. It's Dye More in Frostcraft because, as you can see from the pictures I'm going to post up, we tend to be in gray tones. We have a choice of several. I tend to go with a more purple tone. Others go with gray. It's just personal preference. But since we mostly do gray, I picked this up to test it. And obviously, our color stays dye fixative. So because we are going to get sweaty and nasty and gross, I don't want this to run as much as possible. So I have an old cheap pair of tongs. I have a crappy little pot from the Goodwill. Seriously, just go get one from Goodwill. You do not want to use the pots you eat in to dye. Do not do it. Dyes do pose a risk of making you sick, so please just get a cheap little crap pot and use it for dye permanently. That's all it's for. This is your dye pot forever and ever till you die. But anyway, I have a board here that I'm going to tape these my little test pieces to. I'm going to set them up for how much dye I use, how much time per, and have a go-to so that I know how much time and how much dye I need in order to recreate these colors again, so that I can do this again and again for LARP and cosplay too. This would be an awesome solution for cosplay if you need to wear a bodysuit and you can't get one in time, which you can make one. But anyway, let me go get that set up and I'll meet you back here in a couple minutes. Okay, so you'll have your tongs, your material, and I just cut these into roughly squarish, rectangular strips, and you want your dye. I'm doing my best. I'm doing this with my phone, so bear with me. I'm opening it one-handed. I already pulled the plastic cover off. You should have your water ready at almost a boil and a little bit of soap inside. This will help it adhere to the material. I poured about a quarter of my container in, and that seemed to be just about right. I'm using my tongs I will be using my tongs to mix my dye all together. You want it to be mixed. Forgive my video. I'm doing my best here. And then I take my material and I just grab all of it. It's about 12 pieces there. Hello, kitty cat. And just drop them in. Just like that. I'm trying to keep them as loose as I can. The first one I did, it was only about a 3-minute soak. It's not a whole lot. You want to keep moving it around so that nothing settles. If it settles, you'll get these weird little spots where it's darker than the rest. This one, like I said, about 3-ish minutes, and enjoy my disgusting stove. Sorry, guys. Apparently, while I'm stirring, I suck at putting this in view. But basically, all I was doing was just stirring the material around, keeping it moving. And like I said, I did this for about 3 minutes. I just kind of stirred it around, let it soak into the material, and just kept doing that. And it gave me a pretty solid first batch. It got stuck in my tongs because, like I said, these are cheap. But you're just going to keep stirring and keep stirring, keep stirring, and keep stirring. But anyway, this is a pretty simple process. At this point, all you're doing is stirring and keeping it nice. I did have my cat at my feet trying to get my attention while I was doing this. I have 2 of them. I also have a dog. They're all very needy. Adorable, but needy. Once you get that first set, which like I said was about 6 minutes, 3 minutes, give or take. You're just going to take that and you are going to take it over to your sink. Ignore my dishes. I did not care to clean these out first. I grabbed out 2 pieces and just took them into my sink and dropped them down, and then used my tongs to run them under the water, as you'll see in just a minute. Use the tongs. Don't grab those barehanded. It's still hot. It's been in boiling water. But you just run it under the water, let it dry, or let it until you can tell it's clear. This side was really light, so it didn't take very long. Drip, drip. I later actually grabbed a piece of wax paper to stuff these on. I did not think about that first. I did, however, sanitize my counters after I did this so that we wouldn't have any dye residue left over. I don't need to risk the wrath of my wives. After that, turn off your water, obviously. I did have to go back in and lift the plate and clear my sink, because just like so, because I did not think any of this through at all. I tried. I failed. I buy water, and back to I forget what I was doing here. Sorry. I'm not sure what I was doing here. I'm sorry. Yeah, but anyway, went back to the stove eventually and kept stirring, kept mixing my stuff. I wanted to make sure that the stuff that I left while I rinsed the others out didn't sit for too long. Like I said, I don't want it to get any weird spots, so I just kept moving the material around, and I did a lovely job showing that. I'm telling you, I thought this through, like, not at all. But anyway, that's about it for another 10 and 30 minutes. And then we switch to my 3 swatches. You can tell that they are different. You have and I'm using a Sharpie to mark everything. But finally we ended with my lightest, my next lightest, and my darkest swatch. And I just stuck it to the board with some glue, wrote down what the color was and everything else, and did it from there. Nothing fancy. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I will be doing more on this project later. I need to go get more material and to see about making a bodysuit, and hopefully I can bribe a wife into helping me, because videoing by myself is kind of hard. But anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. Have a nice and happy holiday weekend, and bye!